Hello one and all, this is Axel Myth coming at you with another pickups video of some kind, I guess. It's actually been a long while since I've done one of these, and that has to do with this and that, and yeah, fun stuff. Actually, I've gone a little bit more into detail on my Let's Play channel, doing some of my Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess parts, so if you want to go watch those, I guess. I don't know. Basically, I got really badly sick in, what was it, late May, early June. So, yeah, and I was also working on that Luigi's 40th project, and that took way longer than I wanted it to, because I didn't feel good. I didn't feel like doing it, you know what I mean? This is primarily just going to be a pickups video this time because I have a lot that I've acquired in the last 8 months. No, actually it's been longer than that even, because the 8 months ago was December and I only did my Nintendo Switch collection then. So yeah, it's been a lot. So I'm gonna structure this a little bit because there is a lot. I'm going to do figures / toys, movies, manga, and then I'm gonna finish off with video games. My wife just got me this. Not just got me. It was a couple months ago. This says Torunksu. It's, you know how you pronounce Trunks' name. It's cute. It's been sitting as a cute little decoration around the house, so yeah. Same day she got me that, I also got the this little Mando set of plushies. Kind of cute. Real quick, I want to talk about amiibos, and first up here, got this little Cat Mario. I showed the Princess Peach one the last kind of pickups video I did, but I don't think I had Mario at the time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I've ever shown this one off. So the next one I believe I got was, I'm not really doing these in order, but I know I got the Cat Mario one first, and I think I got the next two next. But I got Simon Belmont from the Castlevania series. Wasn't a giant fan of the NES game personally. I just thought that it didn't really keep in mind very well the limitations of your movement. But he's a pretty cool character to have. So next up is, I got him the same day. I got Simon Belmont, but I have here Greninja from the Smash Brothers series. Been kind of looking for all the Smash Brothers characters. Just because, you know, I've said it a million times, always wanted Smash Brothers trophies ever since Super Smash Brothers Melee came out. So, you know, it's been like my time, you know, to fulfill that. The next one I got was this Yoshi amiibo, Smash Brothers amiibo. I have the Super Mario one. I did not have the Smash Brothers version. This one oddly has felt on the bottom. I think that might be one of the reasons why I got it so cheap, because the dude, I bought this off of eBay, and the dude obviously repackaged it, and I haven't actually tried it, so he might have taken the little NFC chip out, but I hope not. I don't think so, because that was not specified in the description, but it might be a possibility. So next up on the list is the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom amiibo. And of course, you know, it's a little bit of a spoiler alert for later, because of course we got the game. But of course, you know, been excited for it for years, and we finally get it. And I haven't played it yet. Mostly because my wife has been playing it, and then my son has been playing it. So, you know, and I've been playing other things. I've been trying to do other things. So, you know, it is what it is. I'll get to it at some point, you know? So the next ones on the list is these from the Super Mario movie. I obviously got Luigi first because he just really worked for the Luigi video, and I found him at just kind of the right time to do that. So I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely got to be like one of the centerpieces of that joke that I did. Plus, I really like Luigi anyway, so you know. And then we've got Mario here. Mario's still inside the box. I actually got him for Father's Day. He was one of the things that I got myself for Father's Day. And I like it. I think the eyes are a little bit creepy, you know what I mean? I think the same thing with the Luigi doll. But yeah, I've always kind of wanted a Mario plushie this tall, and I finally have it, so that's really cool. I feel like there was like a Super Mario Brother back in like, you know, back in like the 90s, there was like a Super Mario plush that I know somebody had, and I always kind of wanted it. So, you know, this is a close enough, right? Especially because I think those dolls are like, $180 anymore. It's crazy. Again, this is in no particular order, but I got this Resident Evil collection. Now the story behind me even getting this is literally a joke I just wanted to say out loud and do. So Dollar Generals are everywhere, right? We all just kind of agree with that. Well, where my parents used to live, there used to be a Family Video. Basically, you know, rent video, you know, it was a video renting place, right? A Dollar General took that over. So I always wanted to just walk in there to their movie section, buy something, and say, how much to rent this? And I did. It didn't really get a laugh because I think the kid was too young to remember that being a Family Video. But whatever. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It's like 10 years ago maybe. And the kid was like, would have been probably like 8, 9, even 10 when, you know, that Dollar General took over. So I don't know. At some point, apparently we found this Star Wars Clone Wars. Didn't find the second one. I'm looking though. Yeah, I loved these growing up. I don't know what else to say. They're great. If you haven't checked them out, check them out, man. You're missing out if you haven't. So these are just a couple random episodes of fights from Dragon Ball Z. It even still has the plastic on it. That's one reason why it's like so shiny. It's because it's got 2 layers of plastic on it. But the reason why I did this was mostly because this retro gaming store that is not so far away from my parents' house had like buy 5 videos for like 5 DVDs for like $5 or something like that. It might have even been up to $10 or $15, I don't remember. But either way, it was cheap enough for me to go, I'm gonna do that. And I don't remember all 5 videos I got at the time, and some of them I remember are not really relevant to this channel. So, but I know that this one is. So, my wife got this one recently for me. It's My Neighbor Totoro. This is the original version, as opposed. We actually do have the Disney version too, but this is the original one with the. I don't really remember their names, but this one's more nostalgic for me because I grew up with a VHS tape of this version. Howard the Duck. This was a bargain bin find. I know it was by George Lucas, and I don't even really plan on watching it. I'm just, you know, giant fan of George Lucas, and I know that this movie kind of stinks. I mean, I smell it from here. This is honestly probably my most recent buy, Attack on Titan Season 4, Part 1. me and my wife started this series together a long while ago. Like, I think it was 2018 or 2017. I don't quite remember. Way before I started doing these. But we just the final season took forever to come out, and I've honestly waited like 3 years or so, maybe two, for them to sell that parts 1 and 2 together, and for it to become cheaper, because this one part, 2 DVDs, is like $50, or 2 Blu-rays. I'm sorry, it's Blu-ray, whatever. It's still $50. That I was like, well, whatever. I haven't done this in forever, and I think this was the only thing I bought that paycheck, beside like a manga or something like that. Oh man, I did get that too. There's a Zelda figure back there on the shelf. I don't think you can see it. It's over that direction right there. It's from Breath of the Wild. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. We have the first two on Blu-ray. I don't think I ever showed those because we bought those a while ago. But we watched those. I loved them. I was kind of curious about the third. I know the AVGN says it sucks or whatever, but like, I'm still gonna watch it. The Secrets of Dumbledore. I personally didn't think that this movie was nearly as bad as some seem to. I was really disappointed that they got rid of Johnny Depp for those toxic circumstances on both ends, honestly, because it sounds like they both suck. But, you know, I think he didn't deserve to be booted from this movie. So, yeah. But there are other things in this movie that people didn't seem to like it for, and I was just like, I don't see it, but whatever. I kind of liked it. Not the best movie, not the best Harry Potter or spin-off, but whatever. Rampage. It still has the price tag on it, so yeah, you know I haven't seen it yet, but you know, kind of a series I've heard of as a kid. We had the Wii one, the one on the Wii, the Rampage game on the Wii. This is The Rock movie. I don't know what else to say about it. I can't believe how kind of cheap this movie got really fast. $4.99. Rocky. I've never seen it. Again, I don't really know what else to say about it because I haven't seen it, but this is one of those classic movies that I want to go back and see because it's so highly regarded by a lot of people. Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. I haven't seen it. Me and my wife did watch the first one. We have a couple different movie series that we're watching. Spider-Man being one of them. We have the 2 animated ones to watch left. But we watched the first one and we didn't think it was that awful. It wasn't great, but it wasn't awful. You know what I mean? So we decided to throw, the $3.99 at the second one because, it was cheap. You know what I mean? So why not? Terminator 3. I'm still on the lookout for the second one. I haven't seen the second one. I've only ever seen the first Terminator. Bought the third one because it was there, and I think this was another one of those deals where you got them cheaper than the price tag said if you bought so many. But I would really like to sit down and watch these soon, especially after we find the second one. I have A Cinderella Story Starstruck. Apparently I'm addicted to these movies. I think I showed it off before. I have a collection of the 4 of them from like the Disney Channel or whatever. And then apparently there was a Christmas version that I just heard about. And then after that one I was like, are there any more of these? And I found out there was in fact this one. I believe it's all the same director. I think. I could be wrong, but I think it's all the same director. And I'm just like, when is A Cinderella Story going to have a multiverse of madness type thing go on? Like, It could be fun. It could be funny. Hidden Fortress. This one, man, I've been holding out on buying this one for quite some time. I've been super excited to try to get to it. The only problem is finding people who watch it with you. This is one of the main inspirations for the not only the original Star Wars, but it has a lot of inspiration for the prequel trilogy as well. Been super trying to get to this one is all I can really say. I suppose I should mention here that we got Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man. Not really relevant to this channel, I just kind of brought up because we bought Elvis. I actually really like Elvis music for some reason. I don't really know why. But when this movie came out, the theaters, I was like, oh yeah, I want to watch it. I want to know what happened. At least get a general idea of what happened. And, you know, this movie gives you that. I thought it was a really good movie. So, you know, I liked it a lot. Next up is season 1 and 2 of My Hero Academia. Giant fan of the show thus far. I've only literally, I got into the show in like, I think it was 2021, honestly. Maybe as late as early 2022. But I have not seen these on Blu-ray very often. And when I do, it's usually like the movies, which, you know, aren't bad, but like I know of a certain series that has 13 movies, and literally 90% of them are the same. So it's like I don't really care about Shonen Jump anime movies. I tend to just care more for the show itself. So, but yeah. Hope to rewatch this soon. And the last movie here is The Batman. This is the one with Robert Pattinson. I think he got overhated for being Batman. I actually really liked this movie. It brought Batman to that detective type of vigilante type stuff. And like the Dark Knight trilogy is really good, but he's not really a detective in those movies. He's literally just a vigilante beating up people who are bad because he can. And that's kind of how this movie starts out. But then stuff happens, and then he's actually trying to figure out what's going on. And, you know, it's just a really fantastic movie. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I think, you know, I really hope that he comes back and does a sequel. From what it sounds like, that's not going to happen because it sounds like the director was such a pain in the butt to work with for him that he's just not going to do it. That's what it sounds like to me, but I could totally be wrong. It could be the opposite, you know? But if you have not seen this movie, because it's the dude from Twilight, dude, get over yourself. Okay, watch this movie because it's not just the dude from Twilight, you know what I mean? It's like saying, oh, I can't watch this movie because Anakin Skywalker's in it. And it's like, just get over that, you know? Get over that stigma. I'm going to mostly group these in together just to save time, so that this pickups video isn't an hour and a half long. You know what I mean? Like, that would be kind of a pain. It's probably already going to be that, but, you know, so it doesn't... It's at least going to be a third of that, of an hour and a half, you know what I mean? So let's just keep going. We've got Way of the Household Husband 2 through 6. I've just loved this series so much. It makes me smile. It makes me laugh. I love the gags. I love the characters. You know, I highly recommend it. And yeah, I've gotten this far just from the previous one, which I believe was early, very early, or this year, very late last year. I don't really remember when the last actual pickups video was. But yeah, I've gotten 6 of these, which if that was the only series I've been buying, that wouldn't be a lot. But then we get into this is the Dragon Ball Omnibus number 5. I've really liked collecting the omnibuses for this, because this is a bad example, I can't find it, but these usually have the original color pages. Usually with manga, when they do the color pages with like the smaller versions, they're just like a really you know, grays, blacks, and whites and stuff, whereas these will, you know, if there is color pages like this, they will actually have, you know, the colors in them. And, you know, it's really cool. I have 5 through 7 of Super. I think somebody has been collecting these the same time I started, because I cannot find number 8. And when I keep looking at Barnes & Noble or wherever, nobody's saying they're getting it until September. Like, it's nuts. Literally September for number 8. I've seen number 9, 10, 11, 12, and honestly, those are flying off the shelves now too, because I cannot find number 8. But yeah, I've been enjoying the series slightly more than the anime, actually, because I'm now at the Tournament of Power where my eye rolls into the back of my head. But I hear it gets so much better later on. A coworker of mine said, "Hey, have you been reading the Dragon Ball Super manga?" And I was like, "No, because I didn't care to." And he's like, "You should do it, you know, because after it shows after the Tournament of Power, and so much cooler stuff happened since then." With that said, I haven't seen Dragon Ball Superhero. Haven't seen it yet, haven't gotten it yet, but and that's honestly what started me collecting basically 3 manga series at once. And then I have My Hero Academia 5, 6, 7, and 9. You notice a pattern? No, but seriously, for this one, I literally had a dyslexic moment where I tricked myself into buying number 9 instead of 8. It wasn't even that I thought I had number 8. I literally walked into Barnes & Noble to get number 8 of both Super and My Hero Academia. But I was like looking, and then I was like, I saw that they had number 8 of My Hero, and then there was number 9 right next to it. I was like, well, I should just get those then. And I grabbed number 9 and walked off. Did not grab number 8 for some reason. But I've been enjoying reading the series. It's kind of a weird thing where, like, don't get me wrong, I respect the art inside My Hero Academia. But this is one of those really weird cases where I like the anime's art style better. And that doesn't really happen a lot with me. Because, like, you know, I've watched Inuyasha. I tend to prefer the manga. The manga look better. Same thing with Dragon Ball / Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z. Akira Toriyama's art trumps the animations. But for some reason, the anime does the art style justice better than the original manga artist somehow. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying, in terms of look and style, I prefer the anime. It's kind of a weird thing with that. Technically 4 manga at once, because I've got the rest of the Twilight Princess here. This is 9, 10, and 11. If I didn't already have 8 last time, I don't remember. But this finishes off the series, and it's been a long-running one. I think the manga series itself has been going on for about 5 years now or so. But it's pretty good. I feel like I should go back and reread them all since they're all together now, because there's some things that, maybe because I've read them spaced too far apart that don't quite make sense. You know what I mean? You kind of get that sometimes. Like, me and my wife are probably going to go back and rewatch Attack on Titan seasons 1 through 3 before we watch season 4, because it's been so long, I don't really remember what happened last time. You know what I mean? It's that type of thing. Technically 5 manga at once, because Noragami Stray Cat number 10. I have not gotten to this one to read yet. It's definitely next on the list because I just finished My Hero Academia number 7. So I can't really, I can read 9, but why would I until I get number 8? Like, it's the in order thing. But, yep, got Noragami number 10. It's been a pretty decent series. It's kind of one of those where it's like, I have kind of weird feelings towards it. It's like I like it when I read it, but to get motivated to read it is just kind of doesn't happen sometimes. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. Technically 6 manga. No, I'm just kidding. But this, I also got the 4 Swords compilation here. I've enjoyed the Zelda manga. I have read these before, but I'm gonna reread them. That was my older brother also has some of the Zelda manga, and he has them the two. I don't really know what series it's called, but basically it's a different release, really. So it's like the same thing, except this is just compiled the 2 together into one. I remember liking this one, and really looking forward to rereading it. You know what I mean? I'll get into it soon. The last graphic novel I got is the final Star Wars 80s comic book omnibus. This covers from, I think literally all of this is after Return of the Jedi. This is actually quite a bit after Return of the Jedi. 3 years of, actually I think this is closer to maybe 2 years of comic books after Return of the Jedi, because from what I remember of Omnibus number 4, Return of the Jedi was kind of like near the beginning. It wasn't the beginning, but it was near the beginning of that comic omnibus. And then like the rest were like original tales or whatever. So then this literally goes from probably 84 to 86, because the manga stopped then. And I kind of read the reason why, and that's literally because of popularity. Star Wars back in 86 just was looked at as a thing of the past, and as sad as that is, it's not anymore, And finally, we get on to the games. This is actually not all of the games. I'm saving a lot of them for a different gamer's log I'm planning on doing here soon, hopefully soon, if I can get motivated to do it, because that's honestly a giant thing. I've been putting this off for at least 3 months, basically the entire summer, because I just haven't felt like it because of work, or because I get home and I do this and then that and then this and that, and I just don't at the end of the day feel like sitting down and talking to a camera for an hour, and that doesn't include setup, and then putting all of this stuff away when I'm done. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I like making videos, but sometimes it gets really hard to feel motivated to do all of that after the day. You know what I mean? And then you can't really do it in the middle of the day, because you're going to end up with sounds around the house. Starting up, we actually found 2 copies of Metroid Prime Hunters on the DS. You see, so this actually goes back to 2 years ago. I think I mentioned it already in a gamer's log, but a friend of the family had passed away. He was a neighbor of my parents's, and I acquired a bunch of like old computers. I acquired an Intellivision. I've been like meaning to get that out of this red bin over that I literally have sitting right over there, and kind of do a gamer's log of that. But literally, like after 2 years of process and stuff, the house was finally being sold. And we were instructed by his wife to go through the stuff before the house is gone. Because anything not that wasn't taken out of the house is just gone. But anyway, that's just kind of, that's where this game came from, was the last look at his house. We also found, the other copy there. This was a purchase I knew I was going to make, but it kind of hurt financially to do it at the time. Attack of the Petsky Robots for the Super Nintendo. I showed the Genesis version last time, but since then the Super Nintendo version had come out, and I jumped on it. And he came out soon after saying that he was no longer going to sell these. So that was really disappointing. But I also when he broke down the reasons, it made sense. Basically, he's not making any money really off of the sales of these. And, it's not very good business model, really. Not that he was trying to make this a business, and that was exactly his point. So he just basically put the file online at some point, I think, or you can at least buy the file from him or something. But I have not tried out this version. I have tried the Genesis out, and it's a fun game. I definitely wish I had a little more time to just sink hours into it, but also found Kirby at this other person's house, and I think I already had this one, but I didn't realize it. But I'm still glad that I saved it. I think I also found like a Nintendo 64 controller or like two in there. I'm glad that I found those before, because basically, like I was trying to say, anything in that house is basically goes with the house with whoever bought the house. So we had a couple days to get in there and take whatever, because his wife okayed that we grab anything that we wanted, which was very generous of her. Also found this baseball game. Thought I'd rescue it. So this next one was one that I bought with a couple other games, but those are going to be on one of the next Gamers Logs I do, hopefully here soon. Lego Star Wars 3. I've mentioned this before. This is the game that ruined the 3DS for me at first. Because, if you don't remember, this was also a launch title for the 3DS. So this game literally confused me into thinking that the 3DS was literally just the DS, but it had like a 3D but it had the 3D slider. And it was like, what? I want to try this out. I can almost guarantee I'm probably not going to really, really like it. This is not going to be like, the best game ever on the DS. But this game really has me curious. So this is the first game I bought this year. I bought it at a Big Lots for maybe $10. It's called what is it called? Geometry Wars. It kind of looks like that. What's that game called? I remember it was an arcade game where it had like the little knob, and like basically this shape goes around other shapes, and it's like a shooter. I kind of forget what that one's called, but this one could be fun. I mostly picked it up because it was like $3 or maybe $10, and it was PlayStation 4, so it was a really cool find. So I found this on the Switch for like $20. this is the two Jedi games that I bought from Limited Run because I did not know that they would basically release physical versions after that. I think that this is one of the cases where only one of them is actually on the game cart itself, and then the other one's like a download or whatever. Probably it's like that, but I hope to get back to playing these soon. I guess I'm probably gonna wait till after Twilight Princess Let's Play to do that, but this one was my second Father's Day gift. This is Metroid Prime. It's still in the plastic. I haven't played it yet. Again, it's one of those I really hope to soon type things. You know what I mean? I've tried it. I tried it out once a couple years ago on the GameCube. I think, yeah, it was the GameCube version, and I really liked it. It's just one of those. I've got a lot of stuff to play and not a lot of time to do it because playing video games isn't the only thing I'm doing anymore. You know what I mean? Because I used to, have like an hour at work to play, and then I'd play for that hour. And when I'd come home, if I had any extra time, I would play video game, or manga has always been kind of one of those things that I've read on and off, you know what I mean? So or I do that basically is what I'm trying to say. But now I'm trying to have other hobbies that don't include video games, but I'm still trying to play some of them. So basically I've been really trying to narrow down what it is I want to collect and what it is I want to do. You know what I mean? Just because, I'm 26, I'm staring 30s right in the face, and I'm just still in the same... I feel like I'm still in the same place I was after high school. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I haven't really done anything since high school. So, yeah, it's not a fun feeling. The last game for this pickups video is obviously Tears of the Kingdom. I say obviously because I showed the amiibo earlier, right? Haven't played it. Hear it's good. Seen some funny stuff. Haven't played it. I'm really looking forward to having that, shall we call it, Breath of the Wild moment with this game. Because, like, the thing is that with Breath of the Wild, when that came out, we were so excited. We went back to my parents' house after we bought it. We weren't living there, but, like, that they kept our kids so we could go buy it, basically. Threw it into the Wii U, not Switch, and played for hours on there. And it was just an amazing experience, that sense of wonder. And it might be too much to ask of this game to do the same thing. I'm in the middle of the screen, I'm sorry. I'm just, I'm just kind of sitting like this, where, I should be sitting up straight. But anyway, it might be asking a little too much of this game for that, because Breath of the Wild has already happened. You know what I mean? So surely Tears of the Kingdom shouldn't be Breath of the Wild, right? It's not like you're asking Majora's Mask to be Ocarina of Time, or, A Link to the Past to be the original Zelda. You're not asking Mario Odyssey to be, Mario 64. You know what I mean? You're asking for a similar experience, maybe, but you're not asking it to bring that sense of wonder. I know that we all kind of want that, but let's just face it, that type thing, like, one of the reasons why it brought you such a wonder is because you were a kid at the time. You know what I mean? You were a lot more easily impressed. I'm not saying that that's the same thing with this necessarily, because I was an adult when Breath of the Wild came out, but I'm looking for like just that moment that clicks where it's like, oh yeah, this game is amazing. You know what I mean? So I hope I get that. I'm hoping to get that moment here, possibly in the next year. Well, guys, I am afraid this is it for this time. If you're ever wondering what that piece of paper looking thing is, it literally is a piece of paper inside of a mug. It's stuff my children got for Father's Day. Just throwing that out there. It's been distracting me, at least, watching the video feed. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I actually talk about some of this stuff there. So it probably wouldn't be a bad idea if you just followed me on Twitter to maybe see some of that. I'll probably end up recapping it here anyway. But I know that sometimes, especially when it's been like a year in between gamers logs, like it has been, that I tend to leave stuff out. Whereas if you just followed me on Twitter, you could keep up. So I'm just gonna end with this real quick. Lately I have been trying to get back into drawing. I used to draw a lot as a kid. Used to draw comic books all the time. I think I know in a previous gamers log about 2-3 years ago, I showed you guys a few of them, a few of the drawings that I did, at least towards my adulthood. I'm not going to show any this time because they all kind of suck, but you know, I've been really trying to focus on that because a friend of mine started a webtoons comic, and it just really inspired me to try to do it myself, I guess. I don't really know if anything will become of that, but I hope it does, because you know, I don't mind drawing. It's kind of nice. But anyway, guys, this has been Axelmyth, and I'll catch you on the next Gamers Log.